Thank you very much. Okay, so let's begin. I want to start the space with an article that I wrote on LinkedIn. I've shared it before, but I think it's extremely relevant to this space as well, and it's going to help you not only with tell me about yourself, it's going to help you in your life as well as great, I don't have LinkedIn here. It's going to help you in your life, and it's also going to help you in interviews. So I'm going to share that link with you all very shortly, and I'll provide some context as to why. So I wrote this article back in 2023. I think it deserves an update because there's been so many iterations and improvements in ChatGPT. But the article talks about crafting an elevator pitch. And just like, when you work with any form of generative AI, you need to give it data. You need to feed it good data. And the entire exercise, it took me 5 hours. But I sat down with myself and I wrote my own story bank, my own biography. And the more time you spend doing that, how you handle different situations, you relive those memories, you relive it, you write it down, the more data you have to feed into the data. And that doesn't only mean around your career, everything. Write it down. And the data, I call them story banks. You're adding you're adding like coin into a bank account, right? Whenever you're going to talk about your story, read that story bank and consistently add to it. Add more coins or more data. When it comes time, because most of the work is going to be done with you, ChatGPT is just going to help you kind of like weave the story together and then organize it for you. Then you need to like practice it, and I never ever will I say AI, you should replace AI for a human. Use it as an assistant to weave those ideas together, but ultimately you still need to practice with another human. You still need to get feedback from another human. So that link to the article is shared in the comments and in the Jumbotron. And the story banks, it's a great exercise for you to get to know yourself better, to reflect on your life, but also you can use it when you want to come and answer different interview questions as well, or when you're on a date. You never know where those questions could come, the answers could come in handy. So that is shared for all of you in the comments and in the Jumbotron. Quick check with my co-hosts before we officially begin the space.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind folks that if you have the capacity, please retweet the room. Let's get some more folks in here. This is really solid advice. I see a few of my folks. I already shared the room out, and if you can, there's a little purple pill down in the right corner. Drop a comment in there. That's going to help people find the space as well.
We're in very good hands, Justin.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Yeah, I hosted over like 200 spaces in 2024, and I'm a little rusty. So yeah, excited to kind of get my hands dirty again with you guys.
Oh, please start doing your breakdown while I put more things together. Thanks.
Okay, so people, when you get asked this question in an interview, tell me about yourself. It's very important to understand that it is not the same as walk me through your resume. Okay. Walk me through your resume is a solid, step by step, go position by position, not listing every bullet point, but you list your key highlights and achievements and measurable, quantifiable metrics for each role that ties back directly into the role that you're interviewing for. Okay, that's probably a 1.5 to 2 minute answer to that question. When people say tell me about yourself, they're looking for, like Netta said, your elevator pitch. This is 45 to 90 seconds of why they should be talking to you for the next 30 to 90 minutes. Okay, now the way I like to break this down job father style is it has 3 sections. Okay, the first section is it's your introduction of who you are professionally, how many years of experience you have, and what industries you support. So for me, like you heard me say, hey, my name is Justin. I'm a global talent acquisition leader with over 15 years of experience supporting software as a service, legal, and healthcare industries. Okay, that's one sentence. You don't need to say I'm a goal-oriented or detail-oriented. None of those fluff words matter. It's all fake. Those are opinion-based words. Okay, so again, who you are professionally, meaning list the position, and it needs to align with the role you are interviewing for. It may sound silly, but a lot of people, if you're a project manager and you're interviewing for a software engineer role for whatever reason, don't say you're a project manager, right? So who you are professionally, how many years of experience you have, and what industries you support. The second section is called, I like to call it your highlight reel. Okay, it's 1 or 2 achievements from one of your most recent roles. Okay, so for me, I would say in my most recent role, I was able to decrease the time to fill KPI from 45 days down to 18 within my first 60 days there, saving the company over $1.3 million in agency fees. Okay, you want to give quantifiable metrics and achievable metrics, okay, in your highlight reel. Third and final, now this one is where it changes from company to company. You want to say why I'm here. Why am I at this company? Okay, why am I interested in interviewing? Okay, what drew me in about Executive Inquest is your passion to break through the AI space with your alignment of people first. Along with my executive skill set, I believe that I would be able to hit the ground running and bring a lot to the team, as well as grow a lot within the company. Right. So I don't have anything in front of me, so that was kind of shaky. I do have a link that I will share in the Jumbotron later where that example gives you an exact answer. But it really just depends on which company you're interviewing for. And the link that Netta shared, where talking to ChatGPT, that will help you craft that last part. Okay. Also, don't forget about the JobFather AI. Netta has some great links. You do have to go through each of those steps for the prompts. With the JobFather AI, it's one click of a button and one question, and it does all the prompting for you to bring you to the solution faster. Saves you about 20 minutes. And I'll land my plane there. If you guys have any questions, I can go back over it. Netta, I did shoot you a link on in the message if you can post it to the Jumbotron. That is a step-by-step document of the 3 phases I just told you about, and they're filled out with an example.
I will have that up and running very shortly for our audience. Okay, so I think a lot of people from in here are from the hunt. So if you're from the hunt, welcome, and don't be shy to be a part of Unfeathered. Just right next to the record indicator, just join and tap. Justin and I host the space as much as we can every Saturday. The other thing I wanted to tell you all is I have so many people that come in the hunt, and I tell them, introduce yourself, and they go left, right, center, but they don't get to the core. Who are you and what are you about? And as a host, I have to scramble in my mind and figure out what is this person all about. And and I'm generous, by the way, 30 seconds, 1 minute, and I focus. Like a lot of people don't. After 10 seconds, and I'm going to be very blunt, if after not even 10 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds, we are in an attention economy right now. If you don't have someone's attention, if you're not able to captivate someone through your tone, through your words, through your authenticity, your storytelling skills, that person's gone. You gotta exude charisma when you talk to someone. Why you? Why you? What makes you so special from the average Joe on the street? From the average developer? No, I'm being very honest right now. Why you? What makes you so unique? And in this age of AI, this is where you need to step up, put the fear aside, step up, and really weave your story, put it together, and connect with people. Why you? And always remember that sentence. Why you? Why should I spend my time that I'm never going to get back talking to you? What makes you so special? Kobe and Justin. So, yeah, after that, I would absolutely love to hear from Kobe, Bethel, and Alex. To our audience that just joined, welcome to the room. I see Sharon, Faith, Rehana, a fellow Canadian, Nanu, Susan. Thank you so much for being here. Razwan and Nav. So many beautiful faces here. So you talked about you talked about yourself, right? You talked about the value that you bring, but then you connected you to the company and the opportunity. You want to take the seed and plant it deeper by the end of the intro. All right, let's go to Kobe. Bethel and Alex, whenever you're ready, please feel free to raise your hand. Go ahead, Kobe.
Yeah, I actually had a question for Job Father. So you made up, you came up with a great point, or you made a great point about like confidence, right? Like you want to walk in, like, like you said, I'm the bee's knees. I belong here. The day to day is not a question. But you also mentioned something that actually directly applies to me, right? Like I'm going to break into a new um, uh, vertical, right? Like I'm transitioning from content and copywriting over to product. And so obviously confidence is still really important, but and I do have a tightened up, tell me about yourself pitch, which I will get to in a minute. But my question is like, what's the difference, right? Like, what's the difference when it comes to confidence between interviewing or applying for a role that you've already been doing versus breaking into a new department, if you will?
That's a great question. It's not really an easy answer or a simple answer, right? It really varies from position to position, but the level of confidence you have to have if you're using transferable skill sets has to be even higher, right? And it's really about the ability to dissect whatever it is you've been doing, break it down by what you really do on a day-to-day basis, and connecting that to the role that you're trying to do, right? And your whole conversation, when you're using transferable skills, your whole conversation throughout that entire interview, especially in the tell me about yourself, is connecting what you've done to as the solution to what they need. Right. So that's when it becomes, you have to be, when you're using transferable skill sets, you need to become a salesperson, figure out their need, and then figure out why you're the solution. But you also have to understand exactly what it is that you do. The biggest hurdle that a lot of job seekers, especially my clients, have to overcome when I first meet with them is I go through each of their bullet points on their resume and I ask them about it. Okay, what are you trying to say here? What does this mean? And you'll be surprised how many of them are, what system did you use doing this? And then they don't know. You need to be, it's not to say that they didn't do it, but they didn't they don't really know what's on their resume. They can't effectively verbalize what it is that they do. So being able to be confident in yourself, also exude confidence in that the skills that you do have, selling it as this is your solution. This is why I can do the day-to-day. I haven't done it, but I've done this, which is similar to this. And you don't call out so much the things that you don't have experience with. You just continuously drill in their head the things that you do have experience with and tie it back around. I hope that helps and answers your question.
No, that actually is perfect because like my tightened up pitch here, like I start off with what I'm doing now and like what my most recent experience is. It's like, I come from content, copywriting, community, manage and write daily AI newsletter, 240 subscribers, blah, blah, 240,000 subscribers, blah, 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 blah. But if I'm in an interview for a product manager role, I probably, because like later on in the pitch, I talk about, the different applications that I've vibe coded and shipped myself, like the AI workflows and the knowledge bases that I've built for creators and teams. Like probably that should be like that should be at the beginning, since it's more like applicable to the role. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% correct.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, that was my question. So
No,
I
great.
don't know if we want to pass the mic around.
Great question. And guys, remember, we're in the age of AI. Okay. Remember, ChatGPT is a tool. It's not a handicap. It's a tool if you use it properly. Okay. Quick pro tip. Take the job description. If you're getting an interview, take the job description of that interview, throw it in the ChatGPT. Okay. Make sure it's in the same window where that conversation already has your resume. All right. Say, hey, I'm interviewing for the following role. Please provide an interview prep, and that'll provide a great document. Again, the JobFather AI does this for you with one click and gives you all the questions to answer. But anywho, throw the job description in and say, please use the information from my resume and background to give me a perfect tell me about yourself answer for this interview, and watch what comes out. If you use the JobFather AI, it'll give you it in my format, and it'll automatically for that third part that you have to change for every company, it'll give you things about the company that you can connect to what you're looking for and passionate about. So make sure you make sure you're understanding how to properly use ChatGPT and what it can be used for. Go ahead, guys. Sorry.
Okay, so I think we need to warm up the audience a little bit more. So first off, what we're talking about today is the famous tell me about yourself. Now, it could be useful if you're a startup builder, you're a startup founder, sorry, and you're looking to meet investors. If you're looking for a new job and a hiring manager and a recruiter, talks to you for the first time. If you're at a conference like I'm going to next week, it will be perfect if you need to meet new people. This tell me about yourself is the most important question. It's like the foundation of everything that you do. One of the main foundations. And we're going to break this down into a few frameworks that you can use. We're going to break it down into 6 different frameworks that you can use. And we're going to talk about some red flags that make recruiters cringe. And that's my favorite part. We're going to get to the cherry on top of the cake later. For now, let's hear from Bethel, and then we're going to start talking about the frameworks very shortly. Bethel, the mic is yours. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm actually on the road, so I don't know if someone else can carry on
Yeah,
while I
sure.
get home.
No problem. No problem. We got this. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. Okay. So we're going to talk about the first framework. Let's go. The first framework is going to talk about your past, present, and your future. So you're going to give one-liner snapshot of your career. That's your past. Your present, what you're doing now, imagine which. The past is one bun. The present is the meat, and your future is the other slice of the bun. Why you're here talking to them, right? I think Justin implemented that when he was doing his intro. So does anyone want a snap at that? Does anyone have an intro that they would like to leverage this? Your one line career snapshot. Your present is what you're currently doing, and future is them, the opportunity you're trying to get. While you're here, talk to them. Okay, I'll take a stab at it. And then we could always go to Susan. So basically, this is if I was gonna, because I'm currently a release manager lead, and if I was to apply for another role in, let's say, product management, this is the kind of intro I'll use. I started my career solving a lot of messy escalations. I then project management, where I led 20 plus global releases every month. And now I'm really excited to bring the chaos that I've led and bring some clarity with regards to my skill set and everything into this product role to deliver XYZ for your company. So that's how I would take a stab at it. I connected my past experience because I do bring 15 years of experience in IT. A lot of it was technical support. I do a lot of project management in my current role in release management. I do 20 plus releases a month, actually a lot more than that right now. And as a product manager, there's a lot of chaos that I also manage in my current role. And I clarify a lot of things and I bring a lot of people together. So you got to also be able to take your past, but also be able to translate your past and present accomplishments into the role that you want to get into. So I do see we have Susan that requested the mic. We also have Razwan. Welcome to the stage, and C-Curve. Whenever you would like to speak, please raise your hand so I know when to give you the mic. But Bethel has his hand up. Let's hear from Bethel.
Okay, thanks everyone for giving me the chance. I just got home. So I want to introduce myself. So I'm Bethel, co-founder of Vosia, which is an AI platform for students to connect and to also to turn their long, lengthy PDFs into interactive podcasts. I work as a software engineer, but I do have a hobby in cybersecurity, which I've been pushing onto for quite some time right now, and I've been gaining some opportunities from that field. I do work on a lot of projects. I do have a YouTube channel, which is currently gaining attraction. And I decided that, this year I decided to push out myself a little bit, not to keep on staying in my comfort zone, and which have been benefiting me a lot. So that's just a brief explanation of myself.
Great intro. My feedback is, where are you heading? What's your objective? I know that you're YouTube, you do YouTube. I know you're working on growing a channel, but where are you heading is my question. At the end of the day, where do you want this intro to lead you to? That's probably the same question our audience is wondering.
Okay, so I don't know, should I There are two different parts. Since I do have a startup, should I focus on that or should I focus on my personal self?
I don't know. That's your choice. What do you want to focus on?
Okay, I should focus on myself for now.
If that's your objective for today, if you want people just to know who you are, no problem. Go ahead. The choice is all yours.
Okay. So I am actually working on a personal brand with on myself. That is like the major reason I started a YouTube channel, because I don't want to just be a guy who is not known in tech. I want to be a person who teach the younger developers or software engineers on how to go about their career, and on with gaining attraction in my personal brand. I want to show myself out there as not just a software engineer, but as a mentor, and also create something of value to the world. I want to create something that it's valuable to people who use it, even if I don't keep on running it on due to some circumstances. But I want to be part of the people who create those things. I want to be a person who 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 who, who about things that are very, very innovative, who works on their crazy ideas and make it turn something. Should I keep on going on, or should I give another person a mic so it can go all around?
I would love, because sometimes, and I think this applies to anyone who is here right now. First off, Bethel, thank you for coming up. I really appreciate you. Afterwards, I'd love to hear from my co-hosts, and then Razwan and Susan. Mike, what I want to say is this is a very, and I will use this word very intentionally, intimate exercise, because you're telling people about yourself, and many of us, and I think this is all of us, we have so many of ourselves that we need to sit down with ourselves and curate what we want to tell people. Most important thing is when we hear ourselves talk, those are that I would say the space is recorded. So if you come up and you talk and you're not sure what side of yourself to present, go back and listen to the recording, take down notes, and sit down and with yourself and see, is that what I want to talk about? And I mentioned this earlier as well. Weave a story. You want to create a story that captivates people, that draws people in. Like, I want to be able to imagine you with your podcast and growing your audience, like, and it's kind of hard to do that in a 30-second or 1-minute pitch, but how you can get people's attention is through the tone, through the excitement, the pitch going up, the pitch going down. And it's, since we're not on a video call, those points are even more emphasized. Justin, I see your mic unmuted. Please go ahead. And to our
great.
audience that just joined, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you for your time. We hope you're getting some value, and please share out the space and join the Unfeathered community. Kobe, anything to add?
Hold up. Can I go here real quick? Sorry.
Yes,
Can
of
you
course.
guys hear me? Sorry, Kobe, 1 second. Bethel, thank you so much for grabbing the mic, not being shy and jumping up. Like I said in the beginning, we listen and we don't judge. You did a great job in terms of stepping up and speaking your mind. One thing I realized we didn't do. Okay, so yes, this space is about tell me about yourself. And the aspect that I gave you guys, the format I gave you is specifically for interviewing, okay? We do also have a lot of entrepreneurs, people who are building their own brands like Bethel, right? And all those other things. That's a different type of format, right? And like Netta was saying, if you're saying that format for this space, more so exactly what Netta said. Tell us about who you are, right? Where you've been and what is your objective. But before you answer this, tell me about yourself, whether it's in an interview, networking like here, virtual or in person, you need to know your intention of why you're there and what you want people to know you for. That is your brand. When you leave the room, when you enter a room, what are people going to know you for? Hey, my name is Justin Thomas. I'm a global talent acquisition leader, but recently I've become this figure known as the Job Father. I help you get the offer you can't refuse. Did you know that only 5% of people roles that are hired come from people that apply? So if you're applying into a black hole, into the abyss, you're not getting responses because you're doing it the totally wrong way. If you need any help in your job search, or if you want to stop getting ghosted, if you want to start getting interviews and get the job and offer you deserve, I'm your guy. Right. So that's how I would introduce myself at a networking event, or even here if I was trying to sell you guys my services as the Job Father. So I just wanted to put that out there. And so either way you want to answer it, if you want to answer it from a interview standpoint, use the format I gave you. If you want to answer it as an entrepreneur or just as your personal brand and letting us know who you are, do it in sort of the format Netta discussed and kind of the example I just gave. And I'm open to Kobe and Alex and everybody else giving your thoughts as well. I'll land my plane there.
Well, Job Father, I just wanted to say that pitch would crush on like a video ad. Just saying, if you ever ran social ads, like that pitch would crush. By the way, and yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I just wanted to acknowledge like that this is acknowledge and like show some vulnerability. Like this is so much more difficult and nuanced of a question and part of like the process to getting a role. It's hard, right? It's very hard, and the biggest thing that I've fell short of was the future thing, right? I'm pretty decent at talking about the things I've done, things I'm doing now, but I've always left out the goals, right? Or what I can do for this company, the company that's interviewing me, for example. And so that's so valuable. So thank you for bringing that up. And yeah, shout out to everybody who wants to pitch and wants to workshop this, because it's not easy. And so yeah, just want to thank you guys all for joining, and I'll pass the mic from there.
Awesome. I want to ask the opinion of the audience. Sorry, a little bit unrelevant to this space, but I'm going to post a poll in the Jumbotron and in the comments. And if I get enough feedback, I'll start scheduling the hunt. I wasn't supposed to host.
Hi guys, couldn't understood. Sorry to interrupt. Couldn't understood what are we talking about?
Okay, so two different things. One, the space that we have right now. We will get back to it in a second, but there is another space that I usually host immediately after this one called The Hunt, Get Your Next Job in Tech. We do a Q&A format with Sean Charles, the founder, to help people get their next job. The Unfeathered is topic-based discussions that we have around different topics that will help you in your job search. So if anyone would like The Hunt to be hosted today at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is in 1 hour and 45 minutes from now, put yes in the poll that I made. That's all. Let's get back to our space. We have 4 speakers that want to speak. Let's go to designer, Rizwan, Kashav, and Susan. Want to thank you all for making the space so interactive, and big hello to one of our Unfeathered moderators, Tima, who is in the room as well, and Hadassah as well. Thanks for joining. All right, let's go to designer. How are you doing?
Hi, Neda. I'm fine. Good evening, everyone from here. I'm Catherine. For 4 years, I managed retail stores, which taught me how to understand customer needs, solve problems quickly, and lead teams in fast-paced environments. That experience sharpened my eye for how people and consumers interact with products and services. Today, I design apps and websites remotely, translating those same customer insights which I had gathered in my retail experience into intuitive and user-friendly experiences. Moving forward, I'm now looking forward to bringing this blend of real-world customer understanding and design expertise into a permanent role where I can grow while creating solutions that truly serve users. Thank you.
If I could applaud, I will. I absolutely love this. phenomenal, because you actually already implemented number 5. Kobe and Justin, please check your messages, by the way. You implemented the career switcher spin framework. You talked to us about your previous experience. You talked to us about the pain point that you solved there. And in my head, you kind of got me wondering. Then you talked about what you're currently doing now. And in my head, I'm like, how is that related? So you got me thinking for like 1 second or two. Like I was confused. But then immediately you went ahead and you explained your why and translating your past experience very efficiently, I must say, in a short amount of time to your new role. That was absolutely
Thank you.
phenomenal. I will
Thank you,
only give
Neda.
you this feedback. The tone, like, exude a little bit more energy and enthusiasm in it. I feel like this is scripted and read, but I want to feel more energy and more passion when, and this is for all of us, I think, not even myself, when you're doing your elevator pitch. But it was very, very good. Like, it's better than the average that I've heard. Like, honestly, great work. My co-hosts, any feedback, gentlemen?
I think it was great. The like like you said, she got you thinking. Like you can almost use that to your advantage with, like, she created a curiosity gap without trying, and then at least from, this is like a copywriting thing, right? Like create the gap and then fill it, right? And then answer that question. I think it kind of creates some satisfaction from the reader or from the listener.
Awesome.
I agree.
Justin?
I agree. Great job, designer Kat. I've seen you over the last couple of months in the different spaces, especially in the hunt. You've never been, well, at first I believe you were a little shy to grab the mic, but I'm here today to say that 4 or 5 months later, you are absolutely killing it. And this is what it's about, people, right? You perfect these things in spaces like this by not being shy, making sure you grab the mic. Designer Kat has taken feedback that I've heard given to her months ago and perfectly shaped her answer into something I think that was better than she even knew. So great job.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. Absolutely. I feel like, amongst the American judge idols, I'm like the Simon today. Please don't hate me. People don't usually like that guy. Okay, we have an honorary co-host that grabbed the mic. Imaz! Imaz, I'm so happy to see you. Imaz is one of
Am
the...
I the only one who can't hear anything?
Please drop down and come up. Probably an issue with your mic. So we're gonna go straight to Imaz. He is an honorary co-host and one of my favorite people on this platform. So Imaz, what's up? Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
Oh my gosh! Handed the mic already.
Oh, of
I
course,
was.
skip the line.
I appreciate that. I was gonna listen for a bit, but that's fine. I'll do my little thing because this is totally fun. It's pretty rare that I get to really go over my history, but if that's what we're doing here today, I wouldn't mind doing it for a second. And I don't know if I'm.
People need to know how awesome you are. Go ahead.
All right. So this is interesting for me. And it's probably good practice even for me where I'm at in my career because I'm just not the type to sort of, I don't know. I guess I'm humble about this stuff. I've always been a builder. Like everything I do in my career, even before my career started in college, the first thing I did was a database program in college that I sold, started a company with a friend. Like I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. My first job out of college was in a top secret program, which is super exciting and fun. A very famous plane that we all like to see every now and then. That was the B-2. So that was pretty cool and super exciting. And then I was very fortunate. What happened to me in my career is these people were doing a startup looking for a software engineer that could basically do the impossible at the time. They came to me with an idea. The other engineers had already turned them down. And this is always how I've been. And they came to me and I said, wow, I don't know how we're going to do that, but we'll figure it out. And that was the birth of a startup that was very early in streaming video on the internet. I ended up writing the patents for streaming video. We ended up getting our first our first capital came from U2, the rock group U2. We were on CNN. We were in all the science magazines for what we were doing with streaming video. I was on the MPEG committee. So pretty exciting stuff for years. I also became a patent agent. That was kind of interesting because what happened in the startup is I was helping them write the patents with the patent attorney. And I enjoy doing it. I'm like, this is cool. He said, well, you can just go take the patent bar. You don't have to be an attorney. And you could practice with the United States Patent and Trademark Office if you pass the patent bar. I self-taught, took the exam, passed, became a patent agent. So that was just the beginning of my trajectory. Then I went on, I did patent work for a while, did a bunch of other startups. I did, the life of being a founder and in startups is some succeed and some fail. I've had some really big successes. That first one was a gigantic success. But doesn't last forever. And I had to bounce back to corporate a couple of times, and I did some interesting stuff there. I was pretty instrumental on the International Space Station program. I ran a team of 80 engineers, and you want to talk about pressure for shipping. If our software deliveries were late, then we impacted the launch of the space shuttle, which was building the space station. So that was an insane time too. A bunch of other stuff. And I went back and forth to startups. I would say 70% of my career has been startups instead of corporate. And now my journey, which is super ironic that I started off in streaming video and kind of helped move the needle on that. And now I'm the CTO and co-founder of Jade AI, where we're doing generative AI, a bunch of other stuff. You can check that out, check my profile, join our beta. But the ironic thing is here I am in AI, the latest thing in tech. And what are we doing with AI videos? We're streaming them like Netflix style on our app, plus a bunch of other features that we have. I don't want to turn this into a commercial. But it's just super fascinating that my career has gone from the early days of streaming video and MPEG and through a bunch of other stuff and back around now to AI and streaming video. So that's my story. I rarely tell that. I'm usually just too busy building. And I love it. And I hope that inspires somebody else out there. Not just the career stuff, but building. My job satisfaction comes from building stuff. That's it. Like if you had to sum me up, that's who I am. So I hope that helps. I hope that fits with what we're doing here today. Tell me about yourself. I just gave you my whole summary.
Imaz, I know your story of somewhat, but I'm so excited for you. And I was actually like getting butterflies just hearing you talk about it because I know the amount of passion and love that Kimberly and yourself have put into this and your entire team, not only Kimberly as well, not you both, but everyone. And I've heard it. But like today, I love how you even connected the work that you did in the space trip. And my only feedback is don't make us wait so long. Tell us about Jay right at the beginning. This way we have context and then start unraveling your background. Because right from the beginning, if that was mentioned in the beginning, you had us on the hook right there. And I don't know if anyone else agrees with me, but Imaz brings 3 decades of software engineering, and my co-host Kobe. Uh, Kobe meet Imaz. Imaz meet Kobe. He does content creation and he builds products. So I think you two would vibe. So
Awesome. Yeah, I hit the. Sorry to cut you off, but yeah, I hit the follow and I checked out the just everyone else would do the same. And honestly, I didn't even. I was like trying to analyze his story, right? But the fact is that his story was so, and he's not even trying. Clearly, not even trying to do it. Like this, but I forgot any type of analysis that I was trying to do on what he's saying. So yeah, great work, and stoked to meet you.
Really nice to meet you too, and I appreciate the feedback, Netta. That was fantastic feedback. To when I was telling it, I was realizing while I was telling it the meta-ness end up in streaming video. But you're with that, so thank you.
I agree, man. Great.
welcome, and this
Thank you
was
for sharing.
recorded.
Yeah, thanks a lot for sharing, Maz. That was amazing. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you, Justin. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yes, I hear you,
Yes,
Justin.
sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you good.
So Imaz, when you're not coding, you're making.
Was that less than
That
60
was good,
seconds?
man. That was good, man. Yeah. Shout out to Curves. I've known Curves for a while. He's a legend. I've actually even
Yo,
hired
big
hired.
Kobe.
Yes, my man. I've actually even hired him to build a few things. So definitely somebody to connect with for sure. But my feedback. So first of all, I love you. Second of all, I love that you put a huge smile on my face, and I probably wasn't the only one in the room. That in my free time, or when I'm not coding, I'm making my daughter smile. Like that's amazing. And it's like that was the pitch, right? Or like that was the setup. And you already got me smiling. So you could then follow up with that with something that they taught me at the beginning of the space. It's again, it's my biggest, the biggest like lack that's been in my tell me about yourself pitch is the future, right? Or why are you telling me? Like, what do you want to do next? So, you could use that as a really good setup to, you make the person smile and then you tell them why you're here, like pretend that you're being interviewed for a dev role, then you could say, Netta brought like a, quantifiable goals, right? Hey, I want to, yeah, uh, quantifiable goals. I want to, implement X amount of features in X amount of days, something like that. So that's just my feedback, is to use that as a setup to go into what's next for curves.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Kobe. I'm gonna take note of that. Prepare again. Yeah, I'm gonna work on my sales page, I guess. I forgot to throw
Round
it out there that
two.
I'm currently looking.
Go to round two. Practice. Go ahead. I want
All right.
to give you feedback again. Well, I want to give you feedback right after. Go ahead. Implement this feedback right away. Let's go.
All
I'm
right. Okay.
sorry for
So
putting you on the spot.
no,
Pressure's mounting.
I'm sweating, but
Hey,
okay.
you
Okay.
gotta
It's all
get
good. It's
used
all
to it,
good.
man. You're a
Uh,
dad now. The pressure keeps coming. Keep going.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So when I'm not coding and making my daughter smile, I'm currently building a trading utility, right? That I hope serves some certain pain points. You can check it in my bio, right? And in coming days, and I'm currently also open to front end roles. I'm currently on the market for some front end roles. I don't know how that. I feel like I flopped more. I feel like I flopped round two more than I did round one.
All right.
Yeah.
That
I don't know.
I hope throw that out. If I sense doubt, the slightest doubt, I'm out. I'm on to the next person.
Yeah.
I hope.
Okay.
No. We
Mm.
don't want doubt. I think out. Out. So please, for anyone that does their intros, this comes with a lot of love. Speak with confidence. Go in front of the mirror, or while you're in the shower, grab the shampoo bottle like it's your mic. And just like Seeker was in the shower
Yeah,
earlier.
I still love you, Ned. I even know you're pushing me with the sleeper right now.
I know a lot of people know me as being nice, but today, I'm being very direct, but with a lot of like love, still. So, um, you see, practice your elevator pitch in front of the mirror, please. No doubt. People can sense doubt, and if a company is going to be paying you $100,000, or they want it, in my case, when I was doing one of my interview questions, we could have 250,000 devices go down at the firm. Morgan Stanley is a financial firm. When they asked me that question, what are you going to do when that happens? I had absolutely no clue what to answer. The only thing that came to my mind was, I've handled life and death situations. In a snap, I had to make a decision, life and death. I didn't have time to think. And if I was able to do that, I am definitely going to be able to handle 250,000 devices going down. You have to be able to think in a snap and answer questions. Because be ready. If you do a really good intro of yourself, we could actually have a whole different space about what's next. So be ready. If like, this is groundwork. This is like grade 1 work. It's the foundation is really, really important. But what comes next is going to be the next space we're going to have. And we could talk about that later. I won't be in, I'll be traveling next week, just giving you all heads up. But the week after, I don't know if Justin wants to host a space next week, but if we are hosting our space, the next one, that'll be a great topic. But I'll connect with Justin and we'll talk about that separately. But Justin, I did see you on mute. Please go ahead.
Hey, yeah, Curves, great job, man. Unfortunately, I didn't hear. I heard the end of the first one, and I heard the second one. I don't think we all make mistakes, right? I understand that it was because you were on the spot, and Simon Carroll's day, Netta specifically is giving you a hard time, but I'm here to tell you, hey man, you did a great job in my Randy Jackson voice. But no, seriously, what I do love about you is your charisma. You definitely sound like you're confident in yourself as a person. Take away work stuff, right? You sound confident as yourself and a person as a human being. You sound like you give good vibes, man. Good positive vibes, and those things matter, especially when you're meeting with people, specifically if you're talking to a company. Right. So on top of everything else that Netta said, because she did give you actionable and valid advice, just remember who you are, brother. Remember this: you belong in the room. You belong on the stage. You belong grabbing that mic right now and introducing yourself. Right. You are who you are. So be him. All right. And just let that carry along. Don't. And this is advice that I constantly have to give myself, especially because I've been speaking more and hearing myself speak. It's okay to slow down. You don't have to answer within 0.3 milliseconds of the question being completed, right? Take time, collect your thoughts. And even if you're in an interview, if you need a second, say, hey, great question. Give me a second to gather my thoughts, all right? What it shows is that you will take the time to process information and really thoroughly think it through before you answer. So that's my little bit of feedback, man. Other than that, great to meet you. Thank you for speaking. Remember, brother, you belong in the room. If you're in that interview, you're there because you belong. All right.
People will always remember how you make them feel and the energy that you give off. So just wanted to tell you that, Seagrove. I think you bring high energy to the room. Let's go to our honorary co-host, Imaz.
It's so hard to follow the job father, and I don't know if I can call you Justin because the job father is just such a cool name, man. I'm gonna have to stick with that. Very hard to follow you, but I do have one quick comment. Um, the I think what's helpful is to realize. I think we all go through. Well, am I going to have every answer? And of course, we should prep, and you want to practice. I'm not going to go against all the great advice that I'm hearing here. But one thing I do want you to remember is you can't possibly have every answer. It's just impossible. You don't know what they're going to ask. So what's the way around that? I think authenticity, authenticity, just being yourself and being comfortable is going to do more for you than trying to script every answer. Because then you're in the conversation. Authenticity and being yourself and not trying to control every moment of the conversation is going to continue the conversation. So I think that maybe is a way to sort of keep yourself centered and calm and just go for it and be who you are. That's what people are looking for. When I interview people, uh, especially in tech and in software, there's just no way everyone's going to have every single thing that I'm looking for. It's too complex. I want to know the person. I want to know if they're a good problem solver. I want to know if they can think on their feet, and I want to know if they're going to be authentic with me because when you get down to it with a job, that's what I need. Like that's how we work together. I don't need people making stuff up. I don't need people that are perfect. I need somebody that I can work with. I hope that helps.
For the kind words. You weren't here at the beginning, but because I'm live streaming it, it won't let me give emojis. So I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate the kind words. People, Amaz just said exactly what I was going to ask him about, which is he is a hiring manager. He's a CTO of a company. He hires on a daily basis. Amaz, in this situation, specifically when interviewing, right? When you don't have the answer, sometimes, and I'm asking if you as a hiring manager would appreciate this during an interview. Say, especially if it's a technical interview, right? And I don't know the answer. You caught me off guard. I will take a second to think and say, I would take a second to think and say, hey, I don't directly know the answer, but my immediate next move would be to begin asking you questions and walking you through my thought process of trying to figure it out. Even if it's using an example of something from another position that is similar, where it may not be the direct answer you need, but at least I'm walking you through my thought process. Is that something that will be helpful or beneficial and still stick out, make me stand out as a candidate?
100%. And I'm not the type to do this, but I know that some people do. It also can be a trap to ask you something that they suspect or that they know you don't know, because they may want to see if you're just gonna, excuse my language, but if you're gonna make shit up, that's not okay. Like I can't work with someone like that. I would much rather hear, wow, let me go work that out.
Yo, that's huge. That's so. I can't stop without like giving props for that. That's so huge. I am addicted to learning. I'm addicted like the figure it out guy. That's me. And but at the same time, I know for a fact, I guarantee, I'll tell every single one of you guys in here, I've totally BS'd an answer in an interview because I was afraid to say I don't know. And so, dude, thank you for dropping that. Everybody in the audience has also probably gone through that, right? They get a question answered in an interview, they don't know, and they give some like, they either make something up or just like talk for 30 seconds to make it seem like they actually gave an answer. So that's small but very valuable advice. Thank you.
And if you make something up, they're gonna smell the desperation, and that is a stink you don't want.
Right. That's almost, yeah, that's way worse than saying I don't know. So, yeah, that's awesome.
People cringe at that. All right, let's get back to it. All right, to everyone that has their hand up, bring your hand down, please. I have written your name. We are going to get to all of you, I promise. Everyone, Asad and Barun, bring your hands down, please, gentlemen. Thank you. The next speaker is Razwan, followed by Barun, followed by Susan. Then we're going to go to Ilem, Asad, and Price. Okay? Let's keep going. I'm loving this space today. We have people jumping up, people talking, and I have a list of frameworks here that I want to go through with everyone, but I want to see who's going to make a share and which one it fits in. I wanted to ask Justin, are you able to accept the co-host invite so I could bring one of our speakers up? Okay. Oh, I have, but it's not working. Timo, are you able to accept the co-host invite? Because I'm maxed out on speakers right now. If not, it's okay. I'll bring someone down. I'll bring you up. Okay. Kobe, stay put. I'm not for you. All right. Let's bring Timo back up. Timo, thank you for joining. How are you doing? I know in your newsletter, one of your newsletters, you talked about the importance of pausing. And I think that is very relevant to the elevator pitch. I would love to hear your thoughts about that. Here we go. Your pause carries more weight. I remember. Here we go. Found it. So in one of first, let's hear from Timo, and then I'll read something from his newsletter. Timo, what's up? How are you doing?
Hey, I don't know if you sent me a co-host invite. I cannot see it, so whatever is
okay.
X is
We'll get
being
that
X. But yeah, all is good. I came here to support. Also, Simon Cowell is British, so that. And yeah, here to support and seeing what's going on. Hopefully, me hopping into speakers will bring more audience to this great space. And yeah, let's see where it goes. A lot of hands to go through, so let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business. So Timo has a really cool a very cool newsletter. If you can please drop a link. In one of his newsletters on June 12th, he wrote, your pause carries more weight than your explanation. Your question demonstrates more expertise than your answer. Your restraint signals more competence than your performance. But your pause carries more weight than your explanation is so true. When you are talking, even during your elevator pitch, that pause, sometimes 1 second, second and a half, that's key. It's very intentional and very strategic. So I just wanted to mention that, and thank you so much for your support as well. You are an honorary co-host, and I will try to switch the space to a different phone. Perhaps that will fix the problems that we're experiencing. Okay, let's hear from Rozwan now. Rozwan, it's your turn. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you. First of all, I want to make sure you can hear me properly
Yes.
because X is glitchy, as Timo said as well. I had some issues these days. Right. So the bar is super high, but I really love it, to be totally honest. I'll start presenting myself, and before starting this, I want to let you know that I'm not like looking for a job or an interview, but I'm rather interested in like networking and attending conferences, networking to people. So probably this would make sense for you to understand. So my name is Razvan. I come from like East European zone. After like 1 year of working as an employer, after 3 years, I think, of freelancing, and after about 6 years of owning my own company, I decided to chase my dreams and to build my own products. This is what I'm doing right now, and I'm super excited about this. I'm still in a period where I figure out how exactly to build proper products and how to market them. But I'm super excited about this, and what I'm looking forward in the next period is connecting with other indie makers, learning from them a lot, trying to inspire others, and try to be more active on social media. So yeah, this is what I do. This is what I enjoy, and also I'm super excited and really looking forward for your feedback for this short pitch.
So you're looking to connect with more people.
Yep.
And I like the fact that you mentioned in the beginning your objective. So you're in my head when I heard you speak, a few words stood out. You're a builder. You're looking to connect. I would say if you want to hit the nail in the wall, is actually you already did it. You said you're looking to connect with more indie hackers. Am I correct?
Yep, exactly.
I think you did your role well. I think it was a little bit more like passion and energy, but I'm a very passionate person myself when I speak, but I would say overall you got my attention, and I know in the like if I am a connector, and I am one, you also mentioned where you're from, your location. I think that is key as well. I would say the only thing missing is I'm looking to connect with indie hackers. Don't leave room for assumption. Are you looking to connect with indie hackers where you live locally or in an international, audience? That's the only thing that I'm wondering after you speak, but that could always be asked later on. But I think your intro was done pretty well.
Cool.
You know?
And yes, also regarding what we talked previously, because I want to share funny and insightful experience I had really quickly. If you're being honest on an interview, because I mentioned I've been working as a freelancer and also owned an outsourcing company. If you're being honest, you can actually land a job. That's like the most surprising thing. I landed the job a couple of years ago with some technologies I didn't know at all. So I entered the interview saying, "Okay, how may I help you?" And they appreciated that. And then after talking, after I don't know 10 minutes or so, they were trying to find a developer, a programmer with a specific tech stack, and I kept saying 3 to 4 times, "Okay, I'm not sure I'm the right person. Good luck finding the right person because I don't want to like get in the way. Probably someone else has more expertise and is better prepared than I am." So after 30 minutes after the interview, I received a call and an email from them saying, okay, we chose you. And my answer was again, but I insisted, okay, I'm not the right person for you. Yeah, but we really liked your energy and the fact that you've been honest and so on. So yeah, this would be something to reiterate what you already said. Be honest, be totally honest in the interviews, and the employer would really, really appreciate this. So thank you.
Employers will appreciate your honesty, but say it once. The only thing I would say, don't repeat, because throughout the entire interview process, right from the question, tell me about yourself, you are planting seeds in people's minds. If you don't have the experience, and when I say you, I mean anyone, Rizwan, by the way, please say that you don't just once and focus on what you bring. And I think that your personality, this one's for you, Rizwan, your energy, the impression that you left them with, that's really what made the decision to bring you on the team. Okay, thank you very much, Rizwan. Anything for my co-host? Go ahead.
Rizwan, thank you very much for sharing, man. Everything that I said, of course, is correct and accurate. I stand on that. On top of that, man, you got me hooked in your intro where you said, you followed your dreams and built something you loved, right? That is a hook for someone like me, who's also a creator and somebody who wants to follow, who has and is following his dreams, right? So if you're looking to network, which you did a great job of stating that objective in the beginning, the only thing I was missing is a highlight reel, right? Like Imaz told us, hey, I've been publishing this in this magazine. At his level, he needs to say that. It's not a brag, but it's a humble brag, and his inflection of voice that he used made it not sound like a jerk. So I'm looking for you to have a little bit of a highlight reel. It doesn't have to be too much. And it can just be a quantifiable metric, right? But something that makes me understand, okay, why you felt that you could step away and do what you're doing and what success has come from it. And if anything hasn't come from that success yet, or from that venture yet, tell me about a past success that you have. Other than that, great personality. Thanks for sharing.
Razwan, I love that. That actually, I found a framework for you that you can implement. Brand, brag, and bridge, the self-marketer. So brand, and as he said, Imaz did that sort of. What you're known for. Brag, your achievement, and bridge, how it connects to them. So brand, what you're known for is the builder, I would say. The brag, your achievement. I don't know what your achievements are, so you may want to, fill that in. And bridge, how it connects to them is, in your case, the people you're trying to connect to. So it's kind of like the story where not the story, but the framework that I mention often in the hunt is, you want to become the Tylenol to someone's pain. You want to be the person that solves that problem. Well, your brand and your experience is the Tylenol. Your achievement is the result of taking the Tylenol, and the bridge is, I guess, the solution, how it solves the problem. Let's hear from Timo.
Yeah, one thing. So I've been working for. I graduated from the uni in in 2004. So I've been in the workforce since then. I went from healthcare to running million euros worth of 5 million euro worth of a software project for the government space, and I interviewed once during this time, and there's I did a podcast with Neda that's been on the edit table for now 3rd year in the making.
Not the
so
third
amazing.
year.
And let's not go there. But the interview from moving from radiology to the Radiation and Nuclear Safety Authority, I used a trick. I speak on that video podcast about kind of like social engineering, the way you put your words. Or like read the room, get the people, how you can make an impact. The two interviews, one of them was someone who I've met during my time because he was doing inspections on one of the units that I was actually kind of the head operator. And I training that we bought and I basically got schooled first how that new equipment works, how the software works, how to do everything with that. And then I pretty much taught everyone on the department to use that unit. So I turned that very basically just doing my job into something more grandiose. So like I took responsibility of training everyone and yada 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 yada, made the instructions, and yeah, okay, I did that, but it's how you portray something that you already like. I was 10 years into that role already, so it was kind of like just another Monday to learn a new X-ray unit. But for a person that isn't really deep into that kind of technology, you can make it sound very amazing and like super high skill thing when it's basically just a new model of the old unit. So it's just how you portray things, so you are not BSing your way, and you still can answer in-depth questions if they would surprise you with those. So as Europeans, especially Northern Europeans and Eastern Europeans like Razvan and myself, kind of in the more quiet and humble, face down towards the next disappointment type of people. So just having the cojones to be more, let's say, proud, like the American proud, like rah proud for a bit, can do wonders in an interview. So there's a little drop of knowledge.
Thank you so much, Timo. I appreciate your input. Justin, I saw you on mute. Would you like to add something?
There, Timo. Hey guys, sorry, I have to drop off. I have to go relieve my wife of baby duty. So I will have to be back tomorrow for our live. But I thank you guys for stopping by. I know the space is going to continue to be great. And if you can, join the hunt after, because Netta's going to host it, even though she said she wouldn't. So she's going to host it.
Oh, I am. I was asking people if I should host. I need two people to vote, so I can get the
Seconded.
to go. Huh?
Seconded.
There you go.
Oh, one more.
Go.
He tells me this every time. The hunt is like the
boyfriend said, boom.
You don't want to return to, but you always do.
Charles said, boom, it's done. He's the third. You know he will vote yes. So in his absence, it's done. There you go. Well, you guys have a great day, great afternoon. I'll try to hop on the hunt once I get the baby down to sleep.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining me. All right. I'll see you later.